Oh, yeah, you're pretty much fine.
Jesus.
It's such an awkward climb.
Yeah. Man. Kind of a cool scene of the rails bending through here. It's kind of featureless, but I just think it looks cool though, the rail. A little bit failed stope right there. Tons of wood just tossed back there. That's probably leftovers from them doing some rehab work. They threw the old stuff back there. Because these timbers, although they're older, they're newer than the stuff that was tossed back there. Almost looks, oh yeah, they've got a square set here. Look at this. See, those joined together there, down here. You don't see that often. You don't see timbers this size often either. Can somebody put their hand on that so we can... Yeah, the size of that timber, you guys. That's huge. An ore chute here. Things keep bending back that way. It's like a little chamber here with... I don't know what was in these boxes at one time, but they're empty now. Just an old... Yeah, looks like a refuse chamber right now, actually. I say refuse, not refuge, in terms of trash. Some old vent pipe right there. That's it. Going over here. Got this ore chute here, the metal gate.
There's a tool skip next to this manway.
Plugged. There's a manway here, and he's right. There's a tool skip next to this, and that runs up vertically, probably to a large stope or even to the surface. The map doesn't show anything of significance up there though, so keep going on, see what else might be up here. Carrying on. Pretty beefy timbers all through this mine, as you guys can see. And that's good cribbing right there. I give that cribbing a thumbs up. I don't know if there was a drift back there at one time or what, but they've got that all filled in now. Another ore chute here. You see how many loads came out of that. Of course, it's completely plugged now. Looks like it failed. You can see all the lagging here too, holding back a bunch of material. Nice lagging timber work overhead. Just bending our way through here. Alright, it looks fairly featureless again for a while, so I'll turn the camera back on when we get to something good. Alright, we just came off the ladder there, got down to an interesting level. In front of me, you can see these are actually the biggest ore cars I've ever seen underground in a mine. Look inside, those are, well, that's my hand on the ore car there to give you a sense of how big it is. So that's pretty large. The rail, those are side dumping ore cars. And there's a big grizzly behind me here. And so the ore cars obviously would have come from the workings back there and dumped material down the grizzly here. I can't even see the bottom of that, so it runs down quite a way. You can see all the infrastructure down here. Got huge timbers supporting everything. Obviously, there's some sort of hoist here and a piece of heavy equipment that would have sat there. The power box is over there, and see the rails run over here to the cages, or this is where the cages would be. This is the shaft. It's looking down, and this takes a while to get the camera back up. That's looking up where we came down. That carries over. This is a 2-compartment shaft. This is the other compartment. There's some ore chutes and such back there, but all the infrastructure is cave back there. Here's looking up. Well, I can't lean out because there's a big board right there, but that's looking up the second compartment of the shaft. Like I said, you've got all those power boxes there. My friends have gone ahead a little way. Following the rails back here. You can see there's some pressure on the timbers down here. See an old insulator right there? That's kind of cool. Pretty bad ground though. Look how that's all fractured. Not really what you want to see. Also, the way this material is sloughed off the side here, it's also not what you really want to see. However, things look better going ahead that way. So we got some kind of manway or something here.
Filled up grizzly right there.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't even comment on that. I was curious about the manway, but that does appear to be a filled-in grizzly. And it's like an old manway. There's another view looking down that little manway. Those ladders are sort of buckling out down there. Those don't exactly fill one with confidence. Looking ahead, the ground actually looks pretty solid. And looks like we've got a good run for a way. This is a big mine, so I'm going to turn the camera off and just kind of focus on the highlights rather than walk through hours of featureless drifts. I've been coming from this direction for a while. There's kind of a cool scene here. It says keep out danger. That's all blocked off. You see all the cribbing there. Let's see why they don't want us in there. Well, we've been in worse, that's for sure. But I don't feel like trying to squeeze through these boards. So, I don't see anything back there that's that impressive either. The reason I actually turned the camera on is because of the view in front of us. See that view? How cool is that? You've got this gallery of ore chutes here. Of course, they're all plugged. The ground here is pretty bad. There's a view of one of them. And then we've got this grand gallery of ore chutes just stretching out in front of us. And that goes as far as I can see. That runs the extent of my light. So that's pretty amazing. I'm not going to sit here and keep the camera on walking through all of them, but you get the idea. That's pretty cool. Deeper in the mine now. I thought this timbered section here looked kind of cool. Just because it's so extensively timbered. Look at all this wide drift. It tossed all this backfill there and on the side. The rail keeps running to the right. Oh, I thought there might have been a little drift right there, but there isn't. Just lots and lots of drifting. See what I mean? You guys don't want to see hours of this, so I'm just hitting the highlights. I thought that section there had potential because of the cool woodwork. There's something kind of cool. And it looks like we've got graffiti from 1951. All right. Turn the camera on to the next interesting thing. Going along this featureless drift, but there is this graffiti here, which looks pretty cool. Got the cowboy there and probably a cowgirl there, but we can't know for sure because she doesn't look like she's wearing a cowboy hat, but we'll run with that assumption. All right, carrying on. Farther into the mine, we've got another keep out sign. This one's kind of funny because it says keep out bad ground, as if there would be any other reason to keep out. And it does look pretty bad. I'll give them that. That looks pretty sketchy. What does that sign say? It says
look out for motor.
Danger, look out for motor, huh? Well, not sure what to make of that.
Maybe trammers with the
yeah.
They don't make a sign for it.
I don't know. A rail toss back here too. The main drift that we're on keeps running back this way. And again, it's featureless for a long way this time. So, like I said, pick up when we hit the next interesting thing. We're still hiking through featureless drift, but my friend noticed something really cool on this compressed air line. And that is these footprints here. I'd say we have a mine cat down here that decided to use the compressed air highway. That is cool. Well, this may be the first time I'm glad we have a dusty mine, because that's really cool. All right, still carrying on through featureless drift action. Pick up the next highlight. We've been coming from this direction. A couple interesting things here. There's, excuse me, a manway, and it looks like a tool skipway here, but they've been blocked off up there. Interesting, there's a roller here, which I don't normally associate with manways and such. There's a worn out ore chute here. Looks like it's taken some abuse from the outside world, and something that confirms that is this mummified rabbit here. You ever seen mummified rabbit ears? I haven't. There's also plant matter mixed in as well, and I just felt a nice gust of air coming from there. So I would say that runs up to the surface without question. I'm actually surprised there isn't more material that's collected on the ground here coming from the surface, but I'm not going to argue with it. There's a pegboard here. It says 250 stope, and you can see there's all the numbers for tracking the amount of material coming out of there. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. There's a pulled back shot. That ore chute. My friends went ahead this way. Go catch up to them. We've been coming from this direction. Come across something kind of cool here. Obviously, the shaft running to the surface. You can see where the skip car would run up the compartment here. It also says exit there, which is another clue. Pretty good airflow coming through here. That's looking down. We've got some more power boxes there. There's kind of a rough looking ladder here actually, running up. See all the Victaulic and airlines running up. But yeah, that's not a great looking ladder, actually. I like the one we came down better. But you see the power lines, and well, there's a light socket right there. So, looks like may have done a little exploratory work more recently, but nothing's been going on here for a long time. I mean, when I say more recently, I mean that may be from the 60s or maybe the 70s. Here's a better look down the shaft. That's about the best angle I can get. But like I said, I like the way we're going better. Pretty big timbers back here. 12 by 12s. Got some old vent line here next to the modern compressed air line. There's a junction here. Stuff going off to the right. Stuff going off to the left. Looking to the left. That looks decent. Looking to the right. That does not look decent. There's an ore chute there, obviously. And that's filled in back there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, ore chute back there filled that in. So I'm not feeling, given the size of this mine, I don't really feel like crawling over all that anyway. Especially with so much else to see. So let's carry on this way. Actually, I just noticed there's some kind of cool 1970s, 1960s graffiti there. That kind of ties into the time frame I predicted with that more modern shaft. Huh. All right, let's carry on. See what's down here. Still working our way through these drifts. Turn the camera back on because all the woodwork here, and I thought it was kind of cool having this explosives box hanging out right here. These are the Red Diamond brand, which I actually haven't heard of, I don't think. A lot of extensive woodwork here. I think it looks kind of cool. Another keep out section. Obviously some dodgy ground inside this mine. Yeah, I'd say that's worth keeping out of. That looks pretty bad. Oh, old school timber right there. I like that. Another keep out section here. That one doesn't look quite as bad. There is some ugly ground fall here. I think that's the end right there. An ore sheet right there, and it looks like it faces out behind it. Really impressive cribbing through here. It looks like it's doing its job too, which is good to see. Looks like some material has been tossed back there to help support it. Another ore chute here. That probably hasn't been used in a while, since you've that compressed line going across the top of it. Oh, you know what? See that track right there? Looks like where all that cribbing is, there may have been a drift back there at one time that they just filled in. Another ore chute, and looks like a lot of featureless drift again. So pick up the next highlight. I've been coming from that direction and come across another one of those giant ore cars here. As you can see, this one dumps into another grizzly, which is lined with wood. I don't know if you can see that through the grates, but it's lined with wood and drops down as far as I can see. It's just black down there. Drift, meanwhile, keeps continuing in this direction, so we will too. Still pushing through these drifts, and we've obviously gotten to an area that sees a lot of moisture because look what it's done to the timbers back here. So the stalactites and popcorny, crystally stuff. That is interesting. Bends through here. I keep expecting to see something that's, you know, a bunch of timbers have come down, but the ground still, at least these are, I should say, the timber supports still look decent. Like they're doing a decent job holding things up. Of course, I'm tempting fate by saying that. Huh, this one's been sealed off. See that? Huh. Alright. Looks like we're out of the moisture again. It's dry up here. These are big timbers though. Especially that big boy right there. That's huge. More ore chutes through here. These are all plugged up, as you see. Great. We went from it being all wet to being all powdery and dry now. I mean, just bone dry back here. It's weird. We've got blocked off section here. Blocked off section here. Yeah, that's caved completely. Look at that. So, there's fair to block that off. Still looks pretty clear going back this way, but also featureless for a way, so I'll pick up the next highlight. We've been coming from that direction past those huge timbers. I thought the track here looked kind of photogenic. The way it does this sharp bend around. And it continues off in that direction for as far as I can see. This is kind of a cool little chamber here. It looked like they were running there and then changed their mind. And then back this way, there's one of those keep out drifts. Is it a mess back there?
Mess.
Alright. It's a mess back there, so they close that off. So we'll keep going on. I thought this looked cool. Pick up in a bit. This looks kind of cool. We've come up to a junction here. The rail keeps going that way, but I thought this workbench here looks kind of cool. There's an old drift going this way that's had the rail pulled out. We'll see if there's anything down there. If there is, I'll show you. I just thought this workbench looked kind of cool. Big one, and it's in good shape. You don't see that often. Mine continues this way. There's a chair right there. That's pretty cool. Miners made a chair for themselves. There's a blocked off drift here. That goes back there to all that mess and groundfall. If we have the time, we'll look down at some of these side drifts, but we've been down a fair number of them, and none of them have had anything even worth showing on camera. So, a track running back there. This looks kind of cool. And this just keeps, this just keeps going. Still continuing down these endless drifts. I stopped and showed you this one just because I think it's kind of funny. Got the toilet here with all the old vent pipe behind it, which is kind of funny as well. Not sure how far back that goes. That's stuffed to the very top with vent pipe. There's a fair amount back there. Huh. That's nice. There's actually old dried feces in there. How nice. Alright. Continues forever. This is really going on forever. We've been coming in from that direction. The drift continues through here. You can see they grease the wheels, or grease the rails through here. Excuse me. You see the stain along the side there. There's a blocked off drift there. There's looks like an air door here. And the drift just keeps running forever that way. There's a old box of cigars right there. Toscanelli. Nice Italian name. The reason I turned the camera on though is because there's looks like a winze or shaft back here that looked interesting. See a skip car here. Skip car, interesting. See the wheels for the skip car there, and of course the skip car itself. But it looks like this is a sled here. Wonder if that was to move it. Well, I mean, move it off the track over here and be able to move it flat on the ground. That's what I'm trying to say. Who knows? This might be a shaft. There's stuff dropping down. I see it running up as well, so it probably ties into one of the many shafts in this area. There's a bunch of rock back here. Oh yeah, there's a manway running up too, past all those utilities. This area is full of shafts, so I'm sure it ties in one of those. There's a mine phone here, which is cool. Nobody's ripped that out. You don't see that too often. Back over here, there's some more stuff. Big spools of something over here. Maybe electrical line. There's a room there. We'll check it out in a second. Looking at the shaft here. Trying to find the best vantage point for you. That's as far down so I can get the light. Goes away a long way. And looking up, that's what I've got going up. And then I'm taking a quick look at this room. An ore chute right here. That's kind of odd. Looks like an old workshop. Close right there. Just ends right there. Bunch of shelves. Back here it says caps. Right there. Empty cabinets. Kind of cool. Good word work. Oh, it's hand cleaner right here too. Alright, we'll keep carrying on down these endless drifts. We've been going forever, and we've finally hit a face. The rail goes right up to it, but then that's it. End of the line. Alright, we've been pushing through some cave sections. See the kind of stuff we've been crawling over. We have finally gotten to one that ends this mine for us. That is cave to the top. Done. All capital letters. This is a pretty cool mine. It's a gigantic mine. Cool layout. I think the layout is probably the coolest thing. All those ore cars are pretty cool too. But there's a lot more to it, but again, it's behind that. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video.